Hey, welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and thanks for being with us. All right, it is Tuesday, and we've had a lot going on so far on the show. Beautiful day outside, an absolutely beautiful day. We're going to tell you more about the weather here in just a little bit, but right now we're talking about Jos Library Quilt, and this is something that Jo has put a lot of her heart and soul into to try and get Coville a new library. So we do have Jo in the studio with us. How you doing this morning?
Good.
Good. So thanks for coming in. You know, it's we've been talking through email, and I'm impressed with what you've been doing and how you've been involving the community. Why don't you tell them what Jos Library Quilt is?
Well, it's a project that I'm spearheading. I read a book. My mother-in-law, dear mother-in-law, dragged me to the book club at the library, and I was inspired by this book. The main character wrote authors of the time and incorporated the authors into a quilt. And at book club, they kept talking about what a small library we had, and the author, the main character of this book, sold the quilt, and they built a library for $500. Obviously, it was at the 1800s. So I've been an office chick my entire working career, and I thought, I could write people. I can do this.
Right.
So in February of 2010, I started writing award-winning New York Times bestselling authors. And their responses have been beyond my wildest dreams. And
so you wrote them to talk to him about putting them on this quilt?
Yes, and I sent them pieces of fabric to incorporate it into the quilt. I know nothing about making a quilt, though. So I went and told our librarian and said, do you know someone that knows how to make a quilt? Ta-da! She's a quilter. She made about 75% of the quilt, along with other local quilters in Coville. And she whips out a pattern and says, let me show you a quilt that I always wanted to make as a librarian. And it looks like books on a shelf. And we've incorporated the author's signatures in the spines of the books. And there's 50 authors' signatures on the quilt. And then one of the authors, Eileen Googe, offered to donate an autographed book. And she says, why don't you write the authors and ask them to donate books as well? And I'm like, ugh, I've already asked them for their signature, but I wrote them, and the generous authors said, you bet. So now I have 50 autographed books as well that people donating to Jos Library Quilt will have an opportunity to win as well.
That's pretty cool.
Just received yesterday in the mail to make it 50 books. Catherine Stockett's book, The Help, just came in. That's autographed. And she'll be on the collage, the third giveaway. After the quilt was done, some authors' signatures arrived. They were on vacation. They were due to their busy schedules. I wrote them, and 3 months later, their signatures showed up. Well, what am I going to do with their signatures? I'm not going to return them. I'm not going to keep them. I'd like to keep them, but I can't do that. So I came up with the idea of the collage. Michael Lewis, author of The Blind Side. This is a good one. Kate White, co-editor, editor of the Cosmopolitan, author. Jane Smiley. They're all on the collage. So I have 17 authors on the collage as well. So we have 3 giveaways that people can win when they donate to Jos Library Quilt.
And if you donate, that money's going to go toward helping get Coville a new library.
Well, that was my goal in the beginning. But Summit County now has started renovation of an old historical building in town. It used to be our medical building. So I get to do the fun part. They've taken care of their goal. I'm working on mine. And we'll need furnishings for that new building. So with Jos Library Quilt's donation, we get to accessorize
Fun.
the part of the new library. We're very excited about it. Our existing library is 900 square feet. And when I went into that library, this was one of the reasons I wanted to improve our library. This is our children's area. 3 chairs and a little table.
That's it.
So I wanted to help enhance the children's area at our existing library. So with the donations that we raise, we'll be able to enhance the children's area. And the new library will be twice the size.
Great.
And so the donations that we receive, you can go out to joslibraryquilt.com. You can pay with a credit card, with PayPal, and there's also a form for people that are not comfortable with that. You can mail in your donations, or the Summit Mercantile in town, they take donations for us also.
Great. So it's obvious, it sounds like it's been a lot bigger and well received than what you anticipated.
It's not as received as I thought.
Oh, really?
Yes. The authors
The
have
authors have been really good.
Yes, yes. Getting the word out has been more challenging than I thought. Family and friends, the authors have been fabulous getting the word out, putting the word out on Facebook. They've put out on blogs. They've put out on newsletters. Not only have they donated their signatures, their books, they put word out on their newsletters. They've donated as well.
That's great.
So it's been fabulous, beyond my wildest dreams. The authors that I have, Eileen Googe, Adriana Trajani, Tess Garrison, Mary Higgins Clark, Clive Cussler, David Baldacci, Richard Paul Evans. I'm covered by the Coveys.
So just a ton of authors. Do you have these all listed on the website too?
Oh, yes.
So if they want to go to the website, remind them that one more time.
Jos, J-O-S, libraryquilt.com.
Easy enough. And you can go there to either donate, or you can check out more information, find out all the authors too that are a part of this. Jo, thank you for your hard work in going into this, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.